Hello everyone, this is Crypto Maximalist. Welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and get involved if you like the content. So one of our subscribers has basically requested that we talk about Luna Classic, so we're going to take a look at the chart here. Obviously, we all know what happened to Luna. It had an absolutely massive, unbelievable capitulation, with the whole ecosystem essentially collapsing from around $110 to being worth basically nothing. Obviously, this Luna Classic is a relaunch of that token, essentially with different tokenomics. The market cap's still $2 billion, I think. So obviously, the chances of it going back to those previous token values are basically impossible, because there probably isn't enough money in the world for 0.0002 of a cent at a $2 billion market cap to go all the way back to $110. It would be an astronomical amount of money, wouldn't it? So realistically, we don't think it's going to be heading back up to anywhere near that, although there are probably some realistic targets that we could look at. You can see here it's actually been in a bit of a bullish trend, hasn't it? From this, at least from what you can tell from this chart here, when potentially, I think this might have been when it was launched, it's obviously come down, sold off and bottomed out, and started to have a few bullish movements to the upside, as you can see. Probably just going to draw in a few key levels here that are, pretty important. We've got the all-time high, swing high here. We've got an interesting area, you would say, level like this, and obviously that swing low down here as well. Luna's chart a lot different to most cryptocurrencies right now, which are essentially trading in a range. This is actually quite a bullish formation, isn't it? You can see we've got your higher highs and higher lows, where you get those consolidations and low volume, followed by moves to the upside. But you can see it's actually had a pretty nice move, hasn't it, from this low up to this high, up around, what is that, 1,300%. So a nice little 13x potentially off that low, which is an interesting amount to see, isn't it? So if we just take a look at our Fibonacci here, we could say, if I just drag this from this high down to this low, like so, you could see potentially some of your extensions, your retracement and extension levels for potential moves to the upside. If we, basically it's been a long time since I've actually had to look to the upside, to be honest, because everything's been heavily retracing so much. But you can see from this, we've basically dragged it from this low up to this high. We've had a decent retracement here down into the 618, where we have found a good amount of support in and around that previous swing high as well. Looking like we are just forming a very nice bullish market structure with higher highs and higher lows. And if I just zoom in here, set this to auto so I can see what I'm doing. We've come down. Obviously, we've got stuck under our 0.78 Fibonacci here as well. And looking like basically we are just chopping it sideways, aren't we? The volume has gone, lowered off. This is essentially quite a hyped cryptocurrency at the minute, isn't it? It comes in big waves of volume. You can see when it first launched, there was big volume. We come down, everyone loses interest. We have another massive spike to the upside like this. We come down again and chop sideways. Everyone loses interest again. We get a huge move to the upside again. Volume increases, and now it's looking like we're doing the same thing here again, where the volume is just essentially tailoring off. And now looking like, potentially we are coiling up for another move to the upside, aren't we? I mean, it's doing the same thing it's done the past two times. Low volume areas here, where the price is heading sideways. You can see low volume areas here, here, and here. And you can see the last two times that was the case, we've got these big moves to the upside. And considering the hype that we have around this project right now, we're probably going to see another move to the upside if that's the case. If I just take a look at this move here, it was around, a 200% gain. This move here being around a 500 or 600% gain. So if we took the average of those two moves just as a basis, you'd say around 300% gains from here. You would be heading back up and basically, getting past that all-time high, making a nice little gain here up to around that, 10th of a cent level, which would be essentially a 5x from the current price, wouldn't it? If we're looking at 0.00023, maybe a 4x from the current price, depending on, how far that, things do tend to pump off these big pumps of hype. You never know really how far that they'll go, but you can see, we've essentially reset on our RSI. We're reset on our volume, and we're probably, just waiting for that next bullish piece of news surrounding Luna Classic for it to move to the upside. So, in reality, it's looking pretty bullish, isn't it? We'd say reasonable targets to the upside. Going back up towards that 0.78 Fibonacci level is the first thing that we need to see at basically a third of a cent level, I believe that is. Or is it a third of a tenth of a cent? It's really hard to tell with these small numbers. But if we roll over, we'll be heading back down to this swing low here, as you can see, at around that 0.0002 level. So that's essentially what we're looking at for Luna Classic. That's it for today, guys. Keeping it short and sweet. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to check out the links in the description below to support the channel. Grab yourself some free money bonuses, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.